So I'm currently in the Fens, in the small village of Witchwood, just outside of Ely, to see what the Fens has to offer. Now, I am going to take us around, see what we can find in terms of great opportunities to take those amazing photos, and also give you some hints and tips of where the best place to be to either stop and wait for the animal, or hopefully just come across an amazing opportunity to take a photo of one in a natural habitat. Now, one of those areas is right behind me, and we have an owl box. Now, an owl box is a great place to try and capture a photo of one of the country's most beautiful birds, and that is the owls. Now, usually you don't have to just stick to areas that have owl boxes. Sometimes you might be lucky enough to live in an area on your nature walk that has a broken down, dilapidated house, or an area like a barn, which I will talk about a little later on in the video. And you may just need to sit tight and wait a few hours for an opportunity to arise. Now, sometimes you may not get lucky, and unfortunately there will become a time where you'll have to call it quits. But if you keep going and keep trying, hopefully sometimes you'll get lucky. So my name's Callum, and welcome to Nature Scope. Let's see what we can find. So a small wooded area just like this one here, this is Edna's Wood, is a great place to try and spot smaller bird species. Now, these bird species can consist of blue tits, robins, goldfinches. Depending on where you are in your local area, there's usually an RSPB guide which you can look at, and that usually tells you what you have in your local area. Now, sometimes when you come into an area like this, you can hear the birds, and as soon as you start coming in, they'll actually disappear. But don't worry, if you just settle down and stay low and stay quiet, your time will be paid off, and eventually these birds will come back. Now, sometimes you can find some benches that you can sit on, maybe spend some time there. If not, just perch on the ground and just keep quiet, and eventually these birds will come to you. Now, a wooded area like this gives a perfect backdrop and allows you to get nice and close to these birds, aiming to get them just the right angles in their element. And as well, with the lighting, you can get coming through the trees on a really nice sunny day, not like today, but you are still going to get those amazing shots even if it is a bit overcast and windy. So when you're out and about on your nature walks and you want to take some photos and you're not really sure where to come to find those perfect spots where you are likely to find some of those amazing animals, a good place to start is either a large open field or a body of water like this one behind me. Now, these act as oases or large areas in which these animals come to feed and hunt. Now, things like amphibians such as frogs and newts will spend a lot of their time around the water, as that is their natural habitat. But they will bring in other predatory species such as grass snakes and also herons. But around water area and field areas you'll also find rodents such as rats, mice and voles, and these will bring in the raptors. Now, raptors species such as hawks, kestrels, owls, buzzards, they are amazing animals to take a photo of, and especially if you live in the Kent area or up in Wales, you've got the red kites as well, which are absolutely amazing to view. Now, on top of that, if you really wanted to make sure that you take a photo of these birds, a little extra tip is to find one that has an abandoned house, an abandoned shed, just like this one behind me. These are perfect small little habitats in which the owls can find and roost. Now, obviously, depending on where you are, make sure you get permission before coming out. If it's not a public area, or definitely make sure that it's safe. You don't want to be going on into areas that aren't safe. You don't have to actually go anywhere near these pieces of property. Just perch somewhere in this field or wherever you are and just wait. And eventually, whether it be early evening, whether it be early morning time, hopefully one time you will be lucky and a bird of prey will come in your direction. Now, it may not happen straight away. It may have to take a couple of times for you to come out, get comfortable with the area, get comfortable with taking photos of birds that are moving and so on and so forth before you get your perfect shot that you are proud of. But practice makes perfect. And even if you don't find anything, just a really nice walk in the countryside or just some time in a field by yourself to just look around and see nature at its best is amazing for the mental health as well. So even if you just want to get out there and give it a shot, you don't have to have the most expensive equipment or the most amazing knowledge out there. Just go out and have fun. So I'm back in my garden just to show you that you don't always have to go out to try and find or film some animals, especially if the weather's not too great and you're not really wanting to sit out for a long period of time trying to catch them. This is our hedgehog house. Inside it has a camera in which will trigger every time something comes in, therefore saving battery, so it's not always filming, it will just peak up when something comes in. And that way you can get some really nice shots of all the animals that come to take a look. And we have had some field mice, and obviously we've also had some hedgehogs lately as they've come out of hibernation. Thank you very much for coming along with me. I hope you have given you some useful tips on taking some photos and also filming some wonderful animals in the UK and also elsewhere wherever you may be. Now don't forget to hit that bell icon, give us a like and also subscribe. Don't forget to stick around to the end to see some of the photographs that I took and also some of the videos from the Hedgehog House. But until then, see you next time.